everyone! So yesterday, the vlog is gonna be both day 2 and 3 of Shanghai, and we're leaving tomorrow morning to go to Seoul. But yesterday we went to the U Gardens, or the Yuan Gardens?
The U Gardens?
The U Gardens. And so we were really excited because everyone from all our friends at NYU who studied abroad at NYU Shanghai were like, oh my gosh, like you have to go to the U Gardens, it's so pretty. And you also have to eat the soup dumplings there. So I'm vegan, so I didn't eat any soup dumplings, but we were on the search for Jackie. But unfortunately, she's allergic to seafood, and everything near the U Gardens that was soup dumpling related had crab in it. So we didn't want her to die, so we just kind of went to this food court area, and then we like picked up a bunch of different kinds of dim sum. And then I ordered this huge bowl of noodles, and then I put it on the tray, and then I was walking with it, and then suddenly it just like fell over. Probably my fault, just slipped over off of the tray and then onto the table and just spilled everywhere. And then these elderly Chinese people started laughing at me, and I was like, oh my gosh.
But everyone there was really gracious about it. Like the staff workers were like, "Doibuchi," like, you know, we're so sorry. They're like, you know, it's okay. And they like cleaned it, and we kind of just like moved on and continued about with our day.
Yeah, but I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, I'm ruining everything. And I can't even speak the language, so it's like I can't even apologize correctly. But that was the start of our day. Like literally as soon as we took the taxi and then got to the U Garden area and we ate, I just spilled something all over the chair, and the chair was a fabric chair, so it just absorbed all that like moist soup juice. It was so embarrassing. But after that we like got our food, and then Jackie ended up trying some Chinese McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually it was really good. I mean, like, I only had the nuggets and the fries, but as compared to American McDonald's, it had a different taste. And everything was just a little sweeter, but still good nonetheless.
Yeah, and we were super excited because I read this book about Chinese McDonald's, a guy called Golden Arches East, and it just talked about how McDonald's is just so different in Asia. So she had that experience. It was actually like a more of like a luxury feel of a brand rather than like super fast food that we may associate in the US.
Well, yeah, dude, and the McDonald's was like hella bougie. They had these ice cream cones that looked like those super just Instagrammable type of things, but it was just McDonald's. And the inside had just such a nice ambiance. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really exciting. And then we also discovered, fun fact, a lot of places in Shanghai do not have toilet paper in their bathrooms.
Right, so you have to carry your own toilet paper. We went to Starbucks.
And stole their paper.
That's right. We got some napkins, and we've been using them over the rest of our time in Shanghai.
So if you ever come to Shanghai, bring your own toilet paper. And then eventually we ended up at the U Gardens. It was like an older, like Chinese, maybe like a little bit like Mulan, like type of architecture with like lots of plants and like a pond with little koi fish.
Yeah, if you and a date ever come to Shanghai, or you want to go on a date with someone in Shanghai, I would recommend the U Garden.
Very romantic, and it's not that crowded during the weekdays. And if you're a student, you get like 50% off, so pretty good. Deciding whether we should go to the Financial Tower or the Oriental Pearl Tower, and there's both two tall high-rises in Shanghai that you can visit. Mostly tourists go. It essentially just gives you the whole view of the city from like 100 something meters up. And then so we ended up choosing the Oriental Pearl Tower because they have this really cool section where you get to see the city through a glass floor, so it's completely transparent. So as you like walk on it, you feel like you're gonna fall if you have like that kind of vertigo. And it's really cool, especially for Instagram.
Yeah, it was just pretty awesome. I mean, I think the highest point we went up to was 263 meters. We could just see like a whole 360 of Shanghai. It was pretty beautiful, and it wasn't really cloudy. Well, the air pollution is kind of low, so we had a pretty...
Summer, it's lower, the air pollution.
That's right. So we had a pretty good view of the city, and just cool enough all throughout the Oriental Pearl Tower. There were just different things we could see. The glass walking area, there was an arcade, a roller coaster.
Indoor VR roller coaster.
Amazing. And they also had this little futuristic type of thing that showed us like future Shanghai. It was just so modern, but really worth it.
Yeah, and if you ever get a chance and you have extra time, you should check out definitely the History of Shanghai Museum that's on the ground floor of the Oriental Pearl Tower. It's like pretty cool. There are holograms, there are like models of what old architecture looked like, what the older people looked like from the origins of Shanghai, like little villages. And it's pretty rad. It gives you a good idea of what, like, this modern Shanghai versus, like, what happened back then. And it's cool.
Everything there is just so intricate. And you can tell that whoever, or all the people who came together to put together this museum just worked so hard and put in just really good detail in everything.
Remy, who also known as Veggiekins on Instagram. She's a lifestyle blogger, vegan blogger, and she's originally from Shanghai. I met her in New York though, and then she took us to this vegan restaurant called Godly, and it was pretty cool because it's all Chinese vegan food, which you don't really see too much of. And we had like a lot of cool mock meats. Like we had a fried duck, which was cool because usually if you've ever had like vegan fried duck, it's just the tofu skins, but this was like fried on the outside because it has like a lot of umami flavor, which was nice.
Just lots of really good food, but honestly, just a great day with Remy, who was just so down to earth, sweet, and can't wait to see you in New York again, Remy.
So follow her at Veggiekins on Instagram. And today we ended up going to meet my friend Zoe, and she took us to a Tibetan vegan hot pot place, which is already like such a complicated, loaded sentence, I feel like. But essentially, it's like hot pot. It's like all the broths are very clear, and they're kind of like tea bag based. Like all the herbs in there would go inside a tea bag, and they'll put it in the hot pot, and then that kind of creates the flavors of it. And then you get to like have your own sauces, like in traditional hot pot. But everything you order, like you order through this fancy iPad, and it's completely vegan. So we got like fake pork. Got dumplings, there was like fake ribs as an option, a lot of the different varieties of mushrooms, and then Zoe really just like walked us through the different kinds of vegetables that were available in Shanghai, which I like was not aware of.
Yeah, and I'm not vegan, so I thought that, you know, having all this like fake meat stuff wouldn't be so good, but it was actually all really delicious.
And then we were really full right afterwards, but then we ended up meeting some of our other friends that I met at the airport. We actually met an NYU person at the airport. Her name is Melissa. Shout out to Melissa. And then so we ended up hanging out with her and her roommate today too, and they were like, we haven't eaten lunch, like what should we do? And then Jackie's like, I still want to eat soup dumplings because she wasn't able to have her non-seafood soup dumplings. And then Zoe's like, all right, let me take you to this place. So she took us to this place, which is famous, and then we had the soup dumplings, and then Zoe ordered like a bunch of different food for us, which was super awesome. But we were still very full, and then we had the soup dumplings, we had like different types of dessert, and we had some scallion noodles. Overall, it was like very, very delicious, but so full. Like I ate that like 5 hours ago before making this video, and I'm still full now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ever gonna go anywhere to have soup dumplings or xiaolongbao, you should definitely come to Shanghai. They generally do taste different, and they're just authentic and just so good in their own way.
How does it compare to like Joe's Shanghai or something?
I feel like if I ever had the soup dumplings back in New York or anywhere in America, it just wouldn't be the same. But it was just so good. The broth itself was, I can't even describe it.
Was it like soupier or?
Not soupier, but just like sweeter. But the meat was definitely different. Like, I know, it's just special to Shanghai.
That's awesome. And then we ended up we were walking down the street, and then we found these like little berries. Apparently it's seasonal for the summer, and they looked like kind of like blackberries, but they also looked like lychees, and like we didn't know what was going on, and so he's like, no, you need to try them. So we tried them, and they taste like a mix of
cherries and grapes, like combined.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And there's a seed in the center, but you have to wash them thoroughly before you eat them, and they stain everything.
But it's so worth it. It was just hella good. And we finished the whole, I don't know, maybe 3 pounds of it.
Yeah, like, among like 5 of us, we ate it, and all our hands were like stained like black, but it was good. And then later in the day, we ended up going to the shopping district. Essentially, it's kind of like really extended St. Mark's Place. It's like a huge square of different kinds of like artisanal shops, and there's like tea shops. There's a cat cafe in there. There's like a lot of small goods.
We had a tea tasting ceremony there. We just kind of walked into one place, and one woman just like sat us down and gave us a bunch of different teas to try. We had jasmine, oolong, green tea, and it was just so fresh. Okay.
Vegan.
Yeah.
Nuts.
What are these for?
Wow.
Those
Not
are
vegan, but my friends are not vegan here, so they're excited. How do you like your new fruit?
Amazing.
That's so good! So the sunglass place we went to is called Sunglasses. Very clever. And then look at them. They look so cool. Only for 100 RMB. And there it is. We also went to this place that was like a scent perfume kind of shop where you get to smell different kinds of scents, and one of them had the smell of tears.
One was the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, the smell of the Holy Spirit, the smell of thunder. And then I never really thought of what these smells were like, but I guess when I was able to smell it, I was like, that I could believe that tears smell like this, you know?
It was pretty accurate. And then they also had the scent of cities. So there was a scent of Beijing, and it was a smell that you can't really describe.
Yeah.
The scent of Paris.
Smell of New York, and I thought it would smell more like urine, less like urine. It smelled quite good actually, so I feel like it's a little inaccurate.
Like New York street food maybe, but that's not what New York smells like everywhere.
So yeah, that was a pretty cool idea of what people think New York smells like. And there was a shop there called Green Food, and obviously I had to walk in because green means usually vegan. And look what I bought! It's a pack of freeze-dried mushrooms. It's from the whole mushroom family. It has like 3 different kinds of mushrooms, and it's literally just like freeze-dried mushrooms, and you can eat them like chips. And they're so good. I think New York should definitely get this. It's basically like kale chips, but they had it in different kinds of flavors, or different kinds of vegetables, like mushrooms, like squash. And then we walked around the mall, and then we realized that there were some places like the bubble tea lines. Apparently there's this thing that's popular, like cheesy boba. Not really sure why, but the line was like out the door. And even regular boba places here, it was like 10 to 15 minutes of a wait, which I thought was interesting because in New York you get it so quickly. And then, but I was still so full from our huge lunch, and then Jackie was like, I need to try Chinese KFC because she's on like a fast food of Asia kind of trend.
I mean, like when you go abroad, don't you just kind of want to compare how things would be here as opposed to America? So I went and had some KFC. It was like those huge fried chickens, but it had some Sichuan like spicy sauce on it, and it was good. It was worth it. And now I am so full, probably will not eat for another I don't know, 18 hours or so. Maybe not. Maybe that's an exaggeration.
And then we're going to go to Seoul and eat everything there. So next vlog will be coming to you from Seoul. We would just like to say thank you and goodbye to Shanghai and everyone who hosted us. This is the Shanghai flower. Thank you, Zoe, for giving it to us. You can't smell it, but it smells really good, and I wore it around my shirt, and I was all day, and I kind of looked like one of those surfer dudes who wore shells, except this is a flower. And I was like, I don't need to shower anymore because this flower smells awesome. Alright, bye Shanghai!
Bye Jen!